Imagine waking up every day feeling like you're stuck in a loop, like every big decision, every move you make, just keeps you running on a hamster wheel. You're a founder, an investor, a leader, someone who's supposed to know how to pull the right strings, rally the team, crush the competition. But deep down, it feels like something's missing. Like no matter how sharp you get, how much pressure you put on yourself or others, you're still missing that one critical edge. The edge that could flip the whole game. And here's the brutal truth. Most leaders don't see it. They don't see that the most powerful skill, the one that could untangle every knot, isn't in the usual toolkit. It's hidden beneath the noise of meetings, KPIs, sales goals, and fancy speeches. It's almost invisible because it's not loud, not flashy. And yet, it's the quiet force that moves mountains, the skill to truly listen, not just to words, but to everything beneath the surface. Sounds simple? Too simple. But it's a lie that simplicity means it doesn't matter. You're in a world that screams at you to be louder, bigger, push harder, close deals faster, raise rounds quicker, lead with iron fists or dazzling charisma. But every time you follow that path, you risk missing the subtle signals, the hesitations, the unspoken fears, the hidden brilliance of your team and partners that could change everything if you only tuned in. Leaders often confuse listening with waiting for their turn to talk. They mistake hearing with understanding. And that's why so many teams burn out, why vision blurs, deals fall apart, and potential slips away like sand. You're battling complexity, chaos, and doubt. And you feel alone, like no one really knows the weight you carry or the cracks you're trying to fix before they break everything. But what if the answer isn't about pushing harder or being the loudest in the room? What if unlocking your next level is about peeling back all that noise and distraction and focusing on one radical, overlooked skill that redefines how you move forward? Listening. But not the kind of listening where you nod and wait. This is deep, active, savage listening that reshapes how you lead, how you connect, how you inspire, how you build trust. Because when this listening is done right, it's like magic. You don't just understand what's said, you feel what's hidden. You discover what's blocking your team's trust and flow. You catch the sparks of innovation that would have been crushed by cynics or indifference. It's the skill that turns relationships into rockets, that turns misunderstandings into breakthroughs. Leaders who master this secret weapon don't ask, "What do I want to say next?" They ask, "What am I missing right now?" They don't fill the silence with their opinions. They hold space for others' truths, even the uncomfortable ones. Because only in that space, the real, raw, unedited space, does change happen. You might think this sounds soft, too gentle for cutthroat business. But it's the exact opposite. It's brutal honesty. It's daring to be vulnerable in a world that tells you to armor up. It's refusing to settle for surface answers when the future demands raw clarity. Here's why this matters more than ever. The world you navigate is fragile, messy, and relentless. Your people aren't just resources. They're entire worlds of experience, fear, hope, and genius. The systems you fit into, the markets you fight in, the strategies you hatch, all bend and break without the fuel of real connection. The true battle lane isn't across spreadsheets or pitches. It's in minds and hearts. If you can't hear the whispers under the noise, you lose everything before you even start. So how do you build this skill? How do you go from hearing words to unlocking hidden worlds? Start by shutting down the internal noise. Every leader is haunted by agendas, your own, your company's, your investors. But when you step into a conversation, slam the door on your preconceptions. Refuse to listen through filters of what you want or expect. Instead, Train your brain to pick up on the silences, the half-formed ideas, the energy shifts. Watch not just the words, but infinitesimal changes in tone, body language, pace. That's where truth hides. That's your signal that someone's on the edge of revealing the next big breakthrough, or about to melt down under pressure. Next, push patience to the edge. In a world that worships speed, patience feels like a luxury or a weakness. But nothing manifests overnight, and innovation, trust, and transformation are born in the shadows of slow moments. When you learn to stay quiet just a little longer, allow others to fill the space. You'll catch ideas and feelings no one else hears. You'll create a safe place for things that matter: honesty, failure, risk, to surface without being buried by the next urgent thing. Then, amplify curiosity ruthlessly. Be so hungry to understand the other person's real world that you break your own ego. Ask questions you wish you knew the answers to. Push beneath generic platitudes and rehearsed scripts. This kind of curiosity is relentless and fearless because it values truth over comfort. It's the act of saying silently, "I need to get inside your mind and heart if I'm going to lead us both anywhere worthwhile." Curiosity keeps you sharp, empathetic, alive in a world that constantly wants to dumb you down. But most of all, recognize that this skill isn't about you. It's about giving power away to build power. It sounds crazy, but real leaders know the truth. When you make those around, you feel seen, heard, and understood. You unlock a force greater than any strategy or capital could buy. You build loyalty not because you demand it, but because you earn it through presence and care. When your team knows you truly listen, they don't just follow orders. They commit their entire energy to the shared vision. They don't just work for you. They grow stronger through you, shaping futures you can't imagine alone. This skill is a rebellion against the way leadership has been sold to you. It breaks every rule of toughness and control society hands you. It tears down the walls built around lonely leaders hiding behind status or power. It's the pathway to a leadership style that feels real, raw, and unstoppable. And the best part? It's within reach. No expensive course, no flashy tactic, no gimmick. Just a choice. A decision to listen harder, slower, deeper. To build trust with your presence instead of your pitch. To turn chaos into clarity by hearing what others cannot or will not say. Right now, leaders are at a crossroads. They can keep chasing what's comfortable, titles, perks, old formulas that quietly kill their fire. Or they can dare to lean into the hard, scary work of unlocking this invisible skill. Because once you start, your whole world changes. Teams become tribes. Problems become possibilities. Vision becomes action. Fear becomes fuel. And you? You transform from a commander isolated at the top into a catalyst sparking a revolution of connection and creation. This isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about peeling back layers of noise and armor to reveal the leader you already are. One who hears with the heart, leads with humility, and breeds power through vulnerability. It's about finding the rare few who burn as fiercely as you do. Not to compete, but to combine forces and create what the world desperately needs. A new way to lead, to build, to win. The system forgot this for a reason. It wants conformity. It wants silence. But you're not here to settle. You're here to listen louder than ever before, to break every assumption, to tear down every illusion, and to unleash the raw power of connection that will remake everything. So start now. Stop just hearing. Start listening. Notice the tiny shifts in your next call or meeting. Ask the questions nobody else does. Hold space for the unspoken. Watch as the walls crumble and the fire within your team and yourself roars alive. This one overlooked skill is your secret weapon, the key that unlocks every door you thought was slammed shut. It's the path that turns stagnation into momentum and chaos into clarity. The future isn't waiting for those who speak the loudest or move the fastest. It's waiting for the ones who listen the deepest and lead the bravest. Be that leader. Be the one who hears what no one else can. Be the one who changes the game simply by turning down the noise and turning up the power of real listening. Because when that happens, nothing can stop you. The rare, the radical, the extraordinary are listening right now, and they're waiting for you to join them.